finally that time of the year where you give your predictions for this NFL season before it starts. The NFL playoff predictions for the 2020 season. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Style back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe because I do talk a lot of football on this channel. And you don't want to miss out. So go ahead and click that big red subscribe button down below. And if you don't want to be notified every time I post a new video, go ahead and click the bell icon down below to be notified every time I do so. And with that being said, while you're also at it, make sure to follow me on my social media, links down below and on the screen for that. So you guys see the whiteboard behind me. I've got the playoffs sort of, drawn out here, and I'm going to be filling this bracket out and giving you guys my playoff teams and my Super Bowl winner for this upcoming NFL season. And again, doing this before the season, so this is the video you can bring up and say, hey, Fives, you were right, you were wrong, etc. This is it, putting it in writing for you guys, okay? And last year, I hit the nail on the head with the Super Bowl picks. I said Patriots and Rams. Again, don't want to toot my own horn here, but I did say that. So let's hope I can do it again. So let's get started. So with that being said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go across the whole board and write down all of the seeds and write down all of the playoff teams. So we'll start in the AFC. And let's talk about the two bye teams, the number 1 and the number 2 seed. And surprise, surprise, at the number 1 spot, I have got the New England Patriots. And here's the thing. It's not because I don't think they have any competition, though the AFC is a lot easier and a lot weaker than the NFC is. It's because the Patriots have a disgustingly easy schedule. They've got the second easiest schedule in the league. Their division's a joke. They're going to easily, be able to go 13-3, 14-2. That's the only reason I expect them to have the number 1 seed. It's not because of, anything else. It's strictly a schedule thing. Their schedule's way too easy, okay? Patriots number 1, and then number 2, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, the Chiefs coming off last year, being one of the top teams in the AFC. I don't expect that to change now with Andrew Luck's retirement, which I'll get to in a second. The AFC just got a lot easier. So to me, the Chiefs are going to be the 2nd seed. So there you have it with the 1st and 2nd seed. Now let's talk about the 3rd seed. And to me, the 3rd seed in the AFC, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. So talking about Andrew Luck's retirement, I had the Colts winning this division. Before Andrew Luck retired, I said the Colts were going to win this division. Now, with Andrew Luck, obviously retiring, the Colts are done. This is the Texans' division to lose. They should be able to win it easily. I can see them winning 11, 12 games. So I'm going to go with the Texans at the number 3 spot. Let's move on to number 4. And here we've got the first non-playoff team from last year making the playoffs and winning their division, the Cleveland Browns. Yes, they have arrived. The Cleveland Browns, I believe, are going to win the AFC North. They're just too talented. Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry. Of course, you got Baker Mayfield, David Njoku, Myles Garrett on the defense side of the ball. I believe Freddie Kitchens going to win Coach of the Year. They are stacked everywhere. They're going to win that division. Cleveland Browns, number 4. Number 5, I've got the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Chargers are just a victim of their division. They've got the Chiefs in their division, which, of course, doesn't help. But the Raiders and the Broncos aren't very good. And you take a look at the fact that the Chargers, again, made the playoffs last year, and they're still very solid. You still got Phillip Rivers. You obviously might not have Melvin Gordon, but they went 4-0 without him last year, okay? So you have Austin Eckler, Justin Jackson. I don't think it's going to hurt their running production that much. Mike Williams on the receiving side should be able to come in and step in and be able to make another leap this year. Still got Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry finally back from injury. Hopefully he plays this year. So the Chargers are stacked. Offensively and defensively, they did lose a couple players to injury, but they will be back later on in the year. I believe Derwin James, they did lose. But I do expect the Chargers defense led by Joey Bosa to still be very, very good. They are my number 5 seed. And finally, to finish it out, the number 6 seed, I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, I do believe the Steelers are able to rebound and make the playoffs this year. No Le'Veon Bell, no Antonio Brown, but I believe you're going to see a motivated Big Ben Roethlisberger and a very, very much improved Juju Smith-Schuster, who probably feels like he's got a lot to prove to be able to fill Antonio Brown's shoes. So there you have it, folks. The top 6 teams in the AFC. Let's move over to the NFC here. I'm going to start with the number 1 and the number 2 seeds. And again, you guys might think it's a little predictable, but again, I'd rather be right than be, entertaining in that aspect of it, just to pick somebody else and just to be different, okay? I'm going to go with the Rams with the number 1 seed and the Saints with the number 2 seed. Again, it's not a big surprise. These are the best teams in the conference, folks. I wish I could pick someone different. I can't, okay? The Rams are still stacked, okay? They've got God knows how many good skill position players, both on offensive and the defensive side of the ball. They didn't really lose anybody. The only question mark for the Rams is Todd Gurley. Will we see the same Todd Gurley last year, or will we see the Todd Gurley in the Super Bowl and the playoffs who was, outplayed by C.J. Anderson? That's the only question they have, but I still expect the Rams to do work with Sean McVay and Jared Goff leading the way. And then number 2, the New Orleans Saints, who, of course, should be extra motivated from that loss to the Rams in the playoffs. I believe they're still going to be very good. They lost Mark Ingram, yes, but still got Alvin Kamara, still got Michael Thomas. They added Latavius Murray to replace Mark Ingram. I believe he'll be a good addition. They're still very good on the defense side of the ball. Drew Brees, I believe, will be very good this year. So to me, I still think the Saints will be absolutely, brilliant. So to me, again, predictable, but I'd rather be right than be different, okay? So to me, that's the first 2 seeds. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Eagles, who I believe win their division. Carson Wentz comes back with the vengeance from his injury and is able to, of course, propel the Eagles to the top of the division above the Cowboys, because we know the other 2 teams, the Giants and the Redskins, are not very good. It's just between the Cowboys and the Eagles, and I believe the Eagles come out on top because I believe they have the better quarterback and the better overall team to me, really. We don't know if Ezekiel Elliott is even going to play for the Cowboys, okay? So to me, the Eagles win this division. And they are the number 3 seed. Let's go to the number 4 seed. I've got the Bears as the 4 seed. They win the NFC North again. A close race this time because they have a very tough schedule, the 5th toughest in the NFL. But I still do believe they win the division. At number 4, I believe Mitch Trubisky makes huge improvements in his, 3rd year now. And I believe David Montgomery, the rookie running back, is going to be able to admirably replace Jordan Howard. And I think you're going to see a big year out of Allen Robinson. Okay, so to me, the Bears are number 4 seed. And finally, the 2 wildcard teams, the 5 and the 6 seed. For me, at number 5, I've got the Seattle Seahawks. As long as you got Russell Wilson, man, I can't bet against you. I think they'll still make the playoffs. To me, they've got a good running game with Chris Carson, Rashad Penny. So to me, this is a Russell Wilson thing. I love Russell Wilson. They're going to make the playoffs, okay? And then number 6, I've got the Packers coming back into the playoff mix. Look, here's the thing. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you cannot be considered the GOAT and miss 3 straight playoffs in a year. You just can't do that. Yes, the division's very tough. Yes, you've got a better team than the Bears, but they should still be able to sneak in as a wild card team. So there you have it. Top 6 for the AFC, top 6 for the NFC. Now let's break it down even further. All right, so now let's move forward here, and we'll start again with the AFC at the top here. Texans versus the Steelers, okay? And to me, this is kind of tough because, again, both teams, I like, the quarterbacks with Deshaun Watson and Big Ben Roethlisberger. But if we're talking about more weapons, you'd rather have DeAndre Hopkins over Juju Smith-Schuster. But the running back situation for the Texans is worse because they lost Lamar Miller for the entire year. And the Steelers still have James Conner and Jalen Samuel. So, again, a toss-up here. Texans being at home, you might think they can win this, but I do believe the Steelers will be vengeful, and I do believe they can pull this off. They're the more experienced team. I believe they do it. I believe the Steelers upset the Texans in the playoffs, okay? And more so, I didn't mention the offensive line. I believe the offensive line for the Texans is just awful, and Deshaun Watson, if he takes as many hits as he's been doing previous years, obviously, that's another thing the Texans have to worry about. So I've got the Steelers there advancing. Browns versus Chargers. Love you, Browns. Your championship, your Super Bowl was making the playoffs, not advancing in it. I'm going with the Chargers. Just an overall better team to me with a better quarterback and a better roster. And that's the simple reason why, and more playoff experience, even if they have not, obviously gone all the way. So there you have it. And let's now move over to the NFC. And I've got the Packers, Eagles. Again, I've got an upset here. I believe the Packers do beat the Eagles because I do believe Aaron Rodgers is going to be extra motivated to be able to finally get into the playoffs and then make some noise. The Eagles, of course, we know they're a good team, but the Packers with Matt LaFleur, new head coach, I believe they're going to be able to make some noise. And so to me, a very even matchup, but give me the Packers and a more motivated Aaron Rodgers, a better quarterback, and arguably a better receiving core. Okay, so there you have it there. And then Bears versus Seahawks. Give me the Chicago Bears advancing finally after last year's disaster in the first round with the double doink by Cody Parkey. I don't have to get into it, but I believe they can beat the Seahawks, who to me do not have any advantage outside of quarterback, really. I'll take the Bears running backs. I'll take the Bears receivers. I'll take the Bears defense. It's really just the quarterback that the Seahawks have an advantage on, and the Bears will have home field. Give me the Chicago Bears. Now let's move back over to the AFC. Patriots versus Steelers. I'm not doing it, folks. I can't bet against New England. Sorry. Pats always have the Steelers numbers. It feels like give me the New England Patriots. I should have put the 6 seed here and 5 seed there. Chargers versus Chiefs. They did go 1-1 last year, but similar situation where I do believe Patrick Mahomes has the Chargers number. He always snaps against them. Go look up his numbers. Give me the Chiefs here to advance versus the, almost call them San Diego again, Los Angeles Chargers. That's going to take some time to get used to, folks. All right, and now we've got the Packers versus the Rams. I'd love to pick the Packers, but the Rams are just better at every position besides quarterback. Okay, so again, to me, got to be objective here. I've got the Rams, and then Saints versus Bears. To me, again, the Saints are the better team, better quarterback, better running back, better receivers, and the Bears' defense is the only thing that's better to me than the Saints. Give me the Saints here to advance against the Bears, and they'll also have home field advantage. So, AFC Championship game, Patriots versus Chiefs. NFC Championship game, Rams versus Saints. So we've got a rematch here in the NFC. And now if I'm breaking this down, let's start again with the AFC, Patriots versus Chiefs. We had this matchup last year. We all know what happened, a very, very close game at the end. And Chiefs fans had their hearts broken because of a few plays. I believe now they're going to come back, another bite at the apple against the New England Patriots. I believe Andy Reid is going to go nuts in trying to make sure that he does whatever he can to beat Bill Belichick. And Patrick Mahomes just might be able to topple the dynasty. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. I'm doing it, folks. It's got to end sometime, right? No, I'm just kidding. I do believe the Chiefs now have the quarterback and the team to be able to upset. And they almost did it last year. They almost did it. So I do believe they can do it again. And now, Rams versus Saints. I'm going to go with the Saints. Rematch again. Who's the team? If you guys see the common theme here, who's the team that lost and is pissed and more motivated? It's the Saints, just like the Chiefs here. And again, I know you might be thinking, oh, home field advantage 5. Here's the thing. At this point, it does matter. I'm not saying it doesn't. But that motivation to me is going to, replace or count more than home field advantage. So finally, this is my matchup in the Super Bowl. Chiefs versus Saints. And can we get a drum roll, please? My Super Bowl pick for 2020 is the New Orleans Saints. Okay, there you have it, folks. I'm going with the Saints to win the Super Bowl. Couple reasons, okay? Better overall roster. In terms of better quarterback, I'm not saying that, Patrick Mahomes is light years better, but to me, you can make the argument. Last year, obviously, Patrick Mahomes was better, but it's arguable. We're talking about Drew Brees, okay? So you take overall roster. I believe I'll take the Saints there. Quarterback, it's a toss-up. And you take into account the fact that the Saints, again, the motivation there. It's only Patrick Mahomes' third year, really, okay? Because he sat that first year. Experience matters in the NFL. We've seen it. Tom Brady wins every year because, he's been in the NFL for 20 years. I believe Drew Brees doesn't want to let this opportunity slip. He's at the end of the road, 40 years old, wants to go out on top. If this is it, let's do it the right way. The Saints win it. Drew Brees is actually my pick for MVP, and he'll win the Super Bowl. So there you have, folks, my prediction for the Super Bowl and for the playoffs next year, 2020. There you have it. So if you agree or disagree, let me know. Any thoughts, let me know. Again, bunch of dark horse teams that I would have liked to pick, but this is what I have. It might be a little chalky, folks, but again, I'd rather be right than be different. So there you have, folks. If you guys agree or disagree, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.